Welcome back. It is day 259 of a road to 2200. We are at 2074, the highest we've been in quite some time, actually. And it looks like we've actually played against this guy before. So let's see if we can get some redemption with our Karo Khan here against this 2100 who has beaten us one time. So this is going to be like an advance, basically. I'm going to go ahead and pin the knight, and they're going to go there. I'm going to play E6, and then we're going to go ahead and play C5, knight out, put more pressure. They pin us. I think this might be the move, but I'm a little bit mistaken. I don't really know. I know putting the knight on F5 a lot of the times becomes a move. Bishop here could be an annoying move, but okay, we get the bishop or the knight there. Rook protects, very interesting. If here, do I have to be worried about any kind of movement? I don't think so. I mean, that feels just ultra aggressive if they end up playing like that. So I don't think that's the move. And I just want to castle and probably play like F6. Knight's going to reroute this way. I don't think there's a reason to not castle here. Yeah, I'm going to break with F6 now. We need to break at this this pawn structure. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to actually sacrifice my knight here. Because if I put the knight back, they were going to take opening this up, which maybe, you know, you could argue that's not that bad. But after they... Don't I just go here, though? Wait, bishop here? Are we just not, like, crushing? We should be just crushing, right? The what? I can take this with check if I want. I mean, if there was no bishop here, that'd be beautiful. And, I mean, takes, maybe then just play, like, E4 or something. Yeah, I'm going to take this way. If knight takes, pawn takes, so they're not going to do that. And I think we just play a very nice E4 here. I think E4, and we should be doing relatively good. I could take, but then they're going to improve their knight. I could play queen F6 with the idea that if they take, we're forking them. So maybe let's do that. Let's get our other rook involved. Or our queen involved. I could just bring the other rook if I wanted. And then if takes, queen takes, rook takes. I don't want to trade everything. But I mean, like, we've got this cluster. So I could go here, takes. Probably see this, then I could just take this pawn. So maybe let's go for that. Just take and then capture here. I mean, we're technically up a pawn. Technically. But like we've got this huge cluster in the center of the board that we're gonna have to utilize. Okay, the rook moves. They're threatening checkmate. We obviously don't want to allow that. I am actually protecting it at the moment. Here. No, they can't really do anything like that. We're going to go G6. Opponent's playing pretty confidently. Check, I just step up, right? I don't think there's anything to it. Let's just threaten to infiltrate. I I mean, what a wild position, right? I'm tempted to play like this. So I'm gonna go a5, a4. If takes, infiltrate. Rook's under attack. It's pretty straightforward. Move. I guess I'll just play like rook f8 and then try to infiltrate here. There's a check, but I can just step up. Yeah, but what about this? I think my opponent's missing some stuff because I guess if I go back, check, king up. Maybe we can just come back. And I check, I just step up. Maybe something like this is on the table. Is check an issue? Kind of. I can't protect that way either. I guess I can play here. No, then there's this. Somehow we're like... I thought we should be doing well. Check. King here. Check. I guess I just go back. There's not really any follow-up to that, is there? I don't have to sack. Check. King goes here. Check. I mean, I'll just let him repeat the position. It would just be a draw. Unless, of course, he takes. Which is possible, but then I'm going to give a check and start hunting the king out. Takes, check, king here. Check. If knight takes, I have check, king here. Takes, rook here. They're probably fine. Ooh, wait a second. If takes... No, check. King here. Rook check, knight takes. I do have check. King here and then check. King back. I take, they take. Oh, they just go for this. Okay, fair enough. I'm just going to repeat the position if they want it. I have the option to take. Queen takes. I give a check. King goes here. Check. King here. They're threatening checkmate in one is the problem. So let's see. Check. I guess they can also play this. Is there any world where I can play here? Can I play this for a win? Knight back. I go here. And then I get checkmated. I think I'm just going to have to repeat the position. We'll take a look. Yeah. We did have an advantage there for a little bit, but... Here, yeah, queen b6 was the move, which I remembered, but I didn't play because I didn't really quite remember fully. And then knight there's a blunder. If we play this, yeah, fair. I don't even know why I didn't see that the knight could go forward. I only saw backwards knight moves, which didn't exist. But okay, we sacked the knight, and then we found this continuation, and we could have straight up just went for a fork out the gate. I don't know why in the world I didn't see this. Me see check, me give check, basically, I guess. And then here, we're once again winning with the rook f8. There's a threat of checkmate, but it's not actually a threat of checkmate. And white did find themselves in a very nice position here after check, forcing me back. And then this is the best continuation. What I was trying to calculate was if I could go for this. Takes. And this is drawing after check, king here. Queen g4. If they go here, they're gonna probably lose. No, there's e2 check, sorry. And if this, we take the rook. Yeah, that would be a blunder. So you kind of have to stay over here and I can just give checks. Regardless, it was just supposed to be a draw. So, sad life. We had our opportunity. Let's play another one. Okay, we have the white pieces, e4. And we have a Nimzo. We're going to go d4 because if we can put 2 pawns in the center of the board, probably what we should do. And I'm actually just going to protect the center using pawn. This is called the Nimzo Defense Kennedy variation. And to be honest, I might be in a little bit of trouble already. This pawn's a little bit loose. I don't really want to push here, but I think it's the best move. And then I'm going to put my bishop on a really weird square. And I need to like break here. I don't like having my f pawn. This is not the position I want to be playing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pin this. They want to jump in potentially. Knight here. I mean, I can always just play this, but knight in's not even a threat at the moment. I also kind of want to play like this. Here, just making room for the knight. Threat is c5 now. And then I can just develop my knight to a natural square. Of course, they're making room. I might just come back with the bishop now. And if takes, I can develop my knight, castle. And that feels relatively good. They don't want to let me damage their pawn structure, so they're either going to play here or take. And I mean, I'm fine with this. They're putting pressure on my pawn immediately. Queen e7. There is queen check, but I can just block. Funnily enough, I think coming back with the knight makes sense. Just protecting. I don't see a way for them to put more pressure. So I'm going to play here. Knight f3, h3. It's kind of my ideas. Short castle. My bishop is bad, but I can probably play for c5. They have a hard time developing this. I imagine we're going to see long castle, but they put their queen on a square where I can just develop and tempo it. So, like I said, check. I just play g3. But throwing in the check might actually be worth it. It's definitely not a structure that I'm familiar or comfortable in, to be honest. But I do like that we have a pretty large center. This pawn that is doubled is kind of doing a pretty good job of holding this pawn off, or holding the knight off from coming in. And long-term idea of c5, and if takes, I mean, we just take. We have very nice central control. I mean, even if they don't take, we can take. Probably just create a weakness. On d6, I think our plan is pretty straightforward here. Just knight f6, castles, h3. We have a bad bishop and a really weirdly placed knight for the time being. Yeah, we don't have to think about knight f3. We don't really have to think about our next moves. And if they go here, I mean, well, actually, if they, whoa. That's such a weird move. I mean, the queen going there feels just not correct. Tempo the knight. Knight has to go back. I guess it doesn't have to go back. But I mean, this, can't we just play like knight c3 now? No, knight c3. We lose that. I mean, honestly, it might seem a little bit crazy, but king d2. We protect the pawn again with the threat of just moving the knight, protecting the rook. This becomes under attack. Yes, they move the knight. They get it out of there. Let's develop our knight now. Rooks are connected. Our king's, of course, in the center of the board, but I can maybe even threaten to play moves like that. Here. And they have desperados, but I don't think it matters. Let's go g4, g5. Like, I'm playing this kind of risky, but I'm threatening a fork at the moment. Your queen doesn't have, like, any squares it can go to. The queen is pretty much trapped. Although it can go to this square. What? Don't I just go here? Knight takes. It's a check here. Takes. I mean, that looks like a good position. Takes. Queen takes. Rook here. That looks like a pretty pleasant position to me. Like, I'm just going to infiltrate with the rook. Or I can even play this rook here. Queen back. Let's bring this rook over. I would love to be able to open this up. If I go here, bishop takes, it might be an option at some moments, but let's just try to double the rooks for now. I didn't go here because I didn't like that the knight can potentially go in. Okay, I don't understand why you played this. I guess it's to protect the pawn. Okay, I'm going to try and break over here now. Like, I don't know. I need to open some stuff up, I think. Or if you're going to let my queen infiltrate like this, That's got to be pretty nasty. Your king is now cut off. Your knight is pinned to the rook. And rook f2 seems pretty nasty. You can take, but rook f2. I mean, I'll just take that rook. And then I'll take your other rook. My opponent resigns. Wow. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. That was a really, really, really weird game. But okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, the top move is d5 right away. I just played kind of, you know, if you take my pawn, I take back. We get a similar position, and then we're just weird. My bishop or my rook was trapped. Oops. I guess we should probably play something like this then. I thought I was being big brain, but no, we just get our rook trapped. And then they started bringing everything in, and it wanted king d2. He didn't want me to retreat the knight. Fair enough. And then bishop there, king d2 now. I mean, this, can't they just take? Knight here, here. Okay. So I guess that was just crushing. But then we got this. This is a blunder. I mean, I saw this continuation, obviously. Like, yeah, we're just giving up a pawn because they can take the knight with check. Like, I saw that, but I was playing for activity. And then, yeah, this was kind of the start of a bad move. I guess, is this the difference? Should we play here? Castles, and then takes. Oh, wait a second. After I play in, they can just castle. Takes. Yeah, they could just castle. They hung the rook. They're going to go here, and I just take the other rook. And it's the computer's like, bring queen back now. It's too late, my friend. It's too late. Yeah, so we missed some stuff, but so did my opponents, and that's why we're our rating. Although, I don't know, we're almost 2100 hanging rooks. Like, I got my rook trapped, and then they just hung both the rooks. So, interesting play, but we'll take it. We'll take it. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.